If you are someone who dreams of unleashing your artistic talents, but you're experiencing self-doubt, lack of direction, or you feel disconnected from your creative side, then you are in exactly the right place. Because in this video, we're going to be delving into Brad's incredible journey and how he went from a place of frustration and unfulfillment in corporate America to a world of creativity, passion, and purpose as a creative artist who also guides others in mastering the art of drawing. By the way, before we delve in, I encourage you to check out Brad's channel and website for amazing content, resources, and opportunities that will help you master your creative abilities as well. So Brad, tell us where you were before you met me.
Hey Ari, so before meeting you, my journey as an artist had started way back when I was just a little kid. I don't know, maybe like 6 or 7. I took a liking to drawing and would just draw and draw and draw and draw and draw all the time. And as I became a young teenager, I fell out of drawing due to society and bullying. And although that was sad, it did lead me to another creative passion of mine, which is skateboarding. And little did I know that was my other avenue of creative thinking. And it filled that creative gap from time to time as I would often doodle skateboard graphics or company logos. And throughout working dead-end jobs, pushing carts for a supermarket or cleaning up after animals at a shelter, which by no means are unimportant jobs, I just continuously felt that I was meant for more. So I remained determined to follow my dream of being a team manager for a skateboard company, which led me to corporate America and working for one of the top brands in skateboarding. I had the pleasure of working with multiple skateboarders that were looking to achieve that level of professionalism or just simply looking to gain sponsorships so that they could afford their passion a bit more comfortably. And I successfully helped several of them along their journey to becoming professional skateboarders and made some really great connections. But however, corporate America was drastically holding me back, and I found myself continuously stressed out and aggravated and held back from my true potential. I spent years, well over a decade, trying to climb that corporate ladder, only to be held in a position due to extremely poor management and leadership. And when I finally realized that I was working in an unhealthy environment, waking up completely on edge, stressed out of having to clock in and out on the minute, sending reports, knowing that no matter how hard I tried, there was always something wrong. And to continuously be looked at for what I did wrong versus what I did right, that's when I realized I had to start self-prioritizing and asking myself what I wanted to do. And that's when I realized I wanted to draw. I wanted to wake up and draw, and I wanted to draw and draw some more. So now being an artist is highly competitive and it is beautifully oversaturated. However, I figured with my drive to help others, along with my natural ability to lead and manage, I could help others escape that everyday life stress and connect with the right side of their brain and unleash their inner creative. So with that, I started looking into entrepreneurship. And when I did my research, that's when I came across your page and applied to work with you. And I can gladly say that I'm very happy that I made my investment with you, Ari.
Yeah, Brad, I remember when I first met you, and that's one of the things that I resonated with you off the bat, because when I was younger too, I was really into drawing. I was into longboarding as well, which I know is different than skateboarding, but it's in the same realm. And so I really resonated with you right off the bat, because me too, like I had to reconnect with that drawing, with that right side of my brain. And when I met you, I saw that in you. I saw the creative artist yearning to get out of corporate America. And that's when I really resonated with you, because I do have experience with that. My mom, she was a single mom, she was in corporate America, and she did not like it by any means. And so when I met you, I was like, there's a flame in here that needs to be sparked more. So that's why I felt really called to serve you. So with that being said, Brad, how about you tell us more about your experience with my one-on-one guidance and my YouTube Business Accelerator community?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, as you mentioned, when you and I met, we kind of hit it off. I felt like we were very connected right away as we are both motivated individuals that have a passion for providing a service for others. And with your guidance, I was able to get my website set up and get my YouTube channel in order and create that content that I was looking to put out in the world. I gained a lot of clarity on how to run and manage my online business, and I've been stoked ever since.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. So something I just want to say to the audience is that, when it comes to YouTube and online business, that, I know we see people out there who like they seem to become millionaires right away, but what you have to realize is that when you treat your YouTube channel like a business, it does take time to build those firm foundations, but it's absolutely worth it to invest that time into building those firm foundations. So in Brad's case, that was setting up the website, setting up the YouTube channel. And now Brad is building a really sustainable business off of that. And that foundation is going to serve him for years. So if this is something that you're looking to pursue, don't have the mentality of, okay, let me make money really quick. Do what Brad's doing and have the audience in mind. Be centered in service, and those sales will follow. So with that being said, Brad, how about you tell us more about where all of that guidance, all that clarity led you to now?
Yeah, absolutely. So here I am now. I've turned my vision into a reality. I have several clients who I provide one-on-one guidance for, and I'm growing my audience more and more every day. I was able to build strong business foundations and comfortably leave my job. And now I have time not only to provide educational courses for individuals, but also host free events teaching people how to draw. I try to host one at least once a month, and we'll usually pick an iconic fan favorite comic book character. The beauty about learning how to draw comic book characters is you learn absolutely everything that you need to master drawing. You learn the shapes, anatomy, form, depth, and so much more. It's really fun, and I love what I do.
Yeah, Brad, I love hearing that because I know in the beginning you were talking about how you used to push grocery carts. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. However, I had an experience where I was at the grocery store, and this was back when I lived in a different state where minimum wage was 7.25. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you do the math, 7.25 times what, 40 hours a week is like $290, maybe, if I did the math right in my head, like $290. And so, I mean, think about that. Like, it's worth it to invest that time into building strong foundations like you did, Brad, so that now you can focus on doing what it is that you love. I mean, now every day you get to work with amazing clients, you get to draw, which is your absolute passion, and you get to create content. So that I just want everyone who's listening to hear the possibilities when it comes to this. If you have the dedication and you do what it takes and you're willing to invest that time in the beginning to build those foundations, you can truly create the life and the business of your dreams. So with that, Brad, how about you tell us more about how you guide people with mastering the skills and the mindset when it comes to drawing?
Yeah, absolutely. So I guide people along their creative journey with the process of gaining a positive mindset as a creator, much like yourself. And there are so many people out there that say that I can't draw, I can barely draw a stick figure. And the fact is that they're depriving themselves. We are naturally programmed to think against our abilities. We always want instant gratification, and we have an extreme lack of patience. But people have to remember drawing is like any other skill. You have to want it, and you have to know where to begin. Most people want to pick up a pencil and just start drawing immediately. And people forget that they need to start with the basics and go into it slowly. You go into a race without stretching, you're going to pull a muscle. You start drawing without warming up, you're going to break a pencil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of overlap between our niches. And I'm glad that you're saying this because whenever someone pursues something, whether it's drawing or online business, a big piece of it is having the mindset and also being willing to go against the grain. So not relying on instant gratification, having that patience. And when you have that dedication and you get your reps in, then you can truly achieve what it is that you desire. So with that being said, Brad, can you tell us more about the strategies and techniques that you use to help individuals actually discover their true artistic potential and also align with their personal goals and aspirations?
Yeah. So with people that want to master the art of drawing or be an artist or just be a creative individual. It's helping people understand what they want out of it. Are they looking to relieve stress and anxiety after a chaotic work day or work week? Or do they want to fill that lack of purpose and turn a hobby into a full-time career? As humans, we let ourselves get trapped in this big adult life and ultimately forget about that inner child and pursue a career that we're passionate about. And that's why I have made it my mission to make people the artists that they are meant to be.
Mhm. Beautiful, Brad. I love working with people like you because your heart is truly in the right place. And that's why when I met you, I felt very called to serve you because I see the ripple effects that this has. I mean, what you're ultimately doing is, helping people to awaken their inner child and activate their right brain. So for those of you listening, in the remainder of this interview, Brad is going to share a tutorial on drawing that you won't want to miss out on. And it's really useful for you, whether you are a beginner or an experienced artist. And if you watch it, you are sure to gain very valuable insights and practical tips from his expertise. So make sure that you watch the rest of this interview so that you can take your drawing skills to the next level. But before we transition into that, if you are someone who dreams of unleashing your own artistic talents, then I highly encourage you again to check out Brad's website and his YouTube channel, because there you will find exclusive resources, content, and opportunities that can guide you on your own creative journey. And remember that the path to artistic fulfillment starts with embracing your own creativity and reconnecting with that inner child. And with Brad's guidance, you can tap into your true potential and become the artist that you were meant to be. So go ahead and visit Brad's website and his channel today to embark on that creative journey. And right now, I'm going to show you Brad's tutorial on how to draw.
Hey there, fellow artists. Today we're going to go back to the basics. I'll be showing you how to draw and transform simple shapes into 3D forms. Let's start with the circle, as it's one of the most fundamental shapes in art. Then we can move on to a square and a triangle. Remember, don't try and draw them perfectly, just simply circle around or sketch out a few lines. Now, let's transform this circle into a sphere by adding an oval shape down the center vertically and around the center horizontally. The three-dimensional shape begins to appear. We then add in shading and highlights around the edges and then move into the center of it. And this here is going to help give that full 3D appearance. As you see that I'm shading in, you can begin to see the transformation. You want to really figure out your light source. So for this instance, the light is beaming down from the left. So we're going to darken this lower right hand side. So as we shade it in, just continue to follow around and really put some depth on that. Next, we can move on to a cube. You're going to go ahead and draw your basic square again, and then with adding lines of perspective, draw another square in front of it. Here we can connect those three corners right there, as the other one will not be visible. Again, just like the sphere, we want to figure out our light source, and we begin to shade this part that's going to be completely shaded out. Now, to give it some more depth, you can pick the bottom right corner, again, just like our sphere, and really add some darker tones around the edges. So for instance, maybe this edge right here might be a little shaded from the light not reaching it fully. And on the top, it might be a little shaded in the corner too, to give it that extra sense of depth. Now, working with the triangle, I'm going to bring it down straight forward. Now we're going to make this triangle pop, and I'm going to bring it forward instead of the side like the cube. I prefer this method, but others prefer the pyramid transformation. Everyone has a unique style and different ways of retaining information, which is something I offer in my one-on-one practices. We'll work together to find your unique method and ultimately develop your unique style. Just like the others, shade in the side that's going to be the farthest away from the light source. Make sure to edge out some corners and give them a little bit of a darker edge. Another important shape is the cylinder, which you can usually start with a rectangle and round out. But since we already did the circle and you worked with the ovals,
go ahead and just jump right into it. And again, with the light source, to give it that rounded effect, you want to pick one side farthest away from the light source and begin shading that in. Make sure to edge out the bottom and the side that's farthest away from the light. Now, a pro tip to really hone in on your skills is to practice 3D slicing. Remember those foundational lines we placed to create the 3D appearance? You can follow around those a few times, then shade in that area. Practicing 3D slicing helps us identify more unique shapes when we're drawing from observation. Overall, learning how to draw and transform basic shapes is essential for any artist. It forms the foundation for creating complex forms and realistic artwork. And if you're eager to enhance your skills further, I developed the Artistic Avenger 30-Day Calendar. It's a comprehensive guide that teaches you advanced techniques using these basic shapes and more. And the best part, you can pay what you want, starting as little as $1. You'll receive daily lessons, exercises, and inspiration to take your art to new heights. Each day, you'll explore different techniques and experiment with various methods. The calendar is also accompanied by a best practices video to help you along your journey. So, there you have it. We've learned the basic shapes, applied the three-dimensional look, and we split them in half. So, before I go, remember the path to artistic greatness starts with mastering the basics. So embrace the power of shapes and radicalize your art like never before.